character of any government, its orientation and belief are functions of the political leadership. For a leadership that has no purpose or focus, governance is an instrument to fester personal agenda and for self-glorification. But for every forward-looking and progressive administration, government is taken as business. It is a means to an end and is therefore discharged as sane. In the past 2,300 days, one fact that cannot be taken away from Governor Babatunde Raji Fashola's administration is its unusual approach to governance. It is evidently clear that the desire to ensure improved living standard for Lagosians is being pushed through the provision of first-class infrastructure and qualitative services. The last 100 days has seen the administration intensifying its efforts at providing a greater platform for Lagosians to actualize their dreams. Starting with the health sector, Governor Babatunde Raji Fashola handed over 2 primary healthcare centers (PHCs) at Itire and Eredu local council development areas. The upgrading of the PHCs was adopted to reposition the centers as the first point of call in case of any health emergency.
Will enable patients to be transferred from the primary healthcare system to the secondary healthcare system and to the tertiary healthcare system depending on the need. As this system takes root, there will come a time where no doctor will attend to you in the general hospital or in the teaching hospital unless you have a referral note from your primary healthcare center. Those things you have gone to look for in England is now in your local government. This is your GP. So please use it so that we can deepen the access for mothers and children and also for adults. All sorts of screening for diabetes, for tuberculosis, for cancer, and all of that have been provided here. So there is no need for anybody to travel a distance. So from today, we commit to making grassroots healthcare a local matter in Eredu. From today, the treatment of malaria, vaccination of our children, antenatal care, delivery of normal birth will become a local matter in Eredu. From today, we begin to lay the solid foundation for a referral healthcare system predicated on an intensive and robust primary healthcare that goes from primary to secondary and to tertiary healthcare. From today, we lay a very solid foundation for our commitment to discharge our primary obligation to protect lives and property.
It's a very good program, and our governor, being a performing governor, he has extended his good leadership to the people of Eredu LCD. He has achieved a lot. There is no doubt about it. Even throughout the country, he has adjudged the best governor. That can testify to the fact that he's a performing person and he has performed a lot.
I'm highly delighted for what happened today because having such a health center closely to our area here, it shows that the government in power, they are very, very concerned about the health of our people.
The occasion is timely, and I believe it's going to affect our community positively. And the commissioning of this program today, this primary health care today, is going to boost the primary health care and how to arrest emergency in our local government area. And I believe it will help a lot to meet the demand of the people around in the community.
I'm very grateful to God Almighty that I'm able to witness today's occasion. Today is a landmark in the history of Eredu LCDA because the Lagos State government and Part 2 I felt it be very good nice to us, to give us this very nice PAC. That to start to enjoy the dividends of democracy. So this is the first time such health center is being created in the local government.
This was followed by the handing over of the ultra-modern Trauma and Burn Center. Constructed within the premises of the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital Lasuth Annex in Bagada, this dedicated center was designed to break new grounds in medical care for trauma and burn victims. It is a testimony to the excellent service that is now the hallmark of the Lagos State health sector.
This is another step in furtherance of our commitment to saving lives. These buildings mean nothing if they do not advance the cause of our primary responsibility, which is to protect lives and property. There was a major fire disaster in our Limosho area of Lagos, and I remember how seemingly helpless the medical personnel were. They were ready, they were well trained, but they were seemingly handicapped by equipment. And I recall that a few hospitals that I visited in Agege left such an indelible impression in my mind as a contender for office at the time. I saw patients massively burned and struggling in pain and struggling for life. I saw doctors really trying to help, but clearly incapacitated by the lack of equipment and facilities. And those were the underlying considerations for this facility, because I did not forget.
The quest for medical excellence also informed the reconstruction of the Lagos State Government Secretariat Staff Clinic in Alausa. For long, members of staff were attended to in the old bungalow, which was already dilapidating, not conducive, and could not support the kind of services envisaged by the administration for its staff. The new building, which was also handed over and rechristened Folani Koka Staff Clinic in honor of one of the state's former permanent secretaries, who now provides the necessary ambience for civil servants to access needed medical services. To complement the infrastructure provided, provision of various health services were intensified during the period. 2,277 patients were screened and 1,340 given eyeglasses in 6 different communities under the state's blindness prevention program. An additional 979 pupils were screened and 712 teachers trained under the school eye screening program. 1,344 patients were screened for hypertension and diabetes. 266 health workers selected from primary health care centers across the state were trained on malaria case management, and 34% of unimmunized children were covered with oral polio vaccine. 99% of the target population received vitamin A supplementation. In the education sector, the annual Governor's Education Award was organized by Eco Education Project. The initiative, which was the third in the series, is designed as direct intervention in schools. This year, the sum of 256 million naira was distributed among 128 junior and senior secondary schools from different education districts at 2 million naira each. This was a reward for academic excellence so as to enhance the performance of students, teachers, and the schools.
That's must begin to convince us that if we give them a chance, if we guide them from the back and steer them in the right direction, not only will they look after themselves, they will look after us. There's a lot to be done in our state. More schools to be built, more roads, more bridges, rail, and so many services that will define the quality of life in the state. But from what I have seen here today, I am not afraid of the future anymore. I have seen it here today.
The quest for continuous improvement in the standard of education again propelled the administration to hand over another block of classroom at Bagada Comprehensive Junior Secondary School in Bagada. The building is one of the numerous others built across public schools in the state and are already providing the friendly ambience for teaching and learning.
The vision and passion to provide good governance to our people, which gave birth to the establishment of Lagos Metropolitan Development and Governance Project (LMDGE), among other initiatives of government, has continued to produce desired results. This agency has been involved in delivering novel projects that has impacted positively in the lives of our people in the educational sector and the development of a slum area in Lagos State. This serves as a big investment and statement on our determination to deliver qualitative and functional education to our children and to improve the life of our citizens. Advancement of our children who are future leaders to embrace this project in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Put on your camera.
To further reposition and strengthen technical and vocational education in the state, a stakeholders meeting was convened by the present administration through the Lagos State Technical and Vocational Education Board, LASVEB, themed First Lagos State Enterprise Day. The forum targets the promotion of the abundant opportunities available through technical and vocational education, as well as open the minds of trainees to the benefits of being self-employed. At Lekki, Governor Babatunde Raji Fashola's administration pioneered another initiative in Nigeria. The Novel Retirement Villa built for retirees is provided with facilities that will ensure that retirees can meet, relax and exercise. The building of this structure has shown that the present administration is committed to the welfare of the senior citizens, even in retirement. In continuation of the various efforts already made at improving the security of lives and properties in the state, Governor Babatunde Raji Fashola switched on the street lights on Kata Bridge. The project, which stretches across the 3-kilometer bridge and covers Idumota area to Ijora Olopa and adjoining areas, has 166 poles with 52 attachments to illuminate the walkway. There are 204 indicator lights underneath the bridge, as well as lighting that reflect the state colors on the water.
The Kata Bridge is the first bridge built in Lagos many years ago, and it's a major connecting artery that has not been used because it's always dark at night. So we hope that by lighting it up now, commuters will use it. It will increase their choice to get in and out of the island and onto the mainland. But it's also significant because of the economic impact. All of the work that has been done here has been done by local capacity through our Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources and their agency, the Lagos State Electricity Board, and all of the young engineers, technicians and fitters. So this has also created some economic impact locally. And I have a lot of pleasure and delight in now cutting the tape and switching on the Kata Bridge connection and the IPP.
Tuesday, 10th September 2013 was a day of celebration for the people of Ikorodu, especially those living in Ibeshi community and its environs. On this day, Governor Babatunde Raji Fashola handed over the newly constructed Ibeshi Road. Like numerous others previously completed, the road, which is about 7 kilometers long, was expanded from 8 meters to over 20 meters and paved with interlocking stones. It boasts of such complementary facilities as service docks, street lights.
Towards safe and happy motoring and prosperity and development in Ikorodu in general and Ibeshi in particular, I caught this trip to dedicate the new 7-kilometer dual carriageway in Ibeshi. I unveiled this plaque to commemorate the official handing over of the rehabilitated Ibeshi Road in Ikorodu.
Since it declared 14th of July of every year as commemorative day for tree planting in year 2008, the administration has religiously observed this exercise every year. For the 6th year running, the day was marked with the theme, Green is Peace. And as usual, government officials, in collaboration with those in the local government and local council development areas, planted additional sets of trees. Again, Lagos Metropolitan Development and Governance Project (LMDGP) contributed to the efforts on sustainable environment when it held a Keep Your Environment Clean campaign. It was a strategy designed to recognize and reward good environmental practices among LMDGP's communities of intervention. In its effort to promote domestic practices that are environmentally friendly, the present administration on 11th of June launched the Eco Gas Project. The initiative is a direct response to the prevalence of the use of kerosene stove and firewood for cooking. By promoting gas as the preferred alternative to other sources of cooking, the volume of carbon emission will be greatly reduced and the impact on climate change minimized.
In Lagos State is no longer the preserve of the rich alone. We have intervened as a government initiative today as a beginning of equalizing the distance between rich and poor in the quality of life that we live. So maybe in closing, let me just say that cooking gas, LPG, will be the preferred choice of fuel and power in Lagos State as we move on. For use in our cars, to power our generators, to cook our meal, to do so many things. We had large reserves of it as a nation, but unfortunately we are not optimizing its use. This flag off is symbolic. Those of you who are here today will look back one day when our cars, our keke marwas and so on are all driven by gas in a cleaner and healthier environment, and you will remember this day for good. Lagos don't port to LPG.
For the rural communities, especially the Community Development Association (CDAs), who are the focus group for this 100-day celebration, 10 500 kVA transformers were installed in 10 different communities across the state. The benefiting communities include Ifesuwapo and Olokodana Abule Okuta CDAs in Shomolu, Adeniji Oregunwa and Wasimi Onigbongbo CDAs in Ikeja, Abanishe Waterside CDA in Alimosho, Orimedu, Okoekun and Araromi Akogun CDAs in Ibejuleki, including Itubeyin, Kemolu, Odoegiri and Ererufu CDAs in Ekpe. In addition, a solar-powered modified Type A water scheme was handed over to Ofinran community in Ibejuleki, just as a special stakeholders meeting was held in June with leaders of the Neighborhood Watch, Community Development Association (CDAs), Community Development Committees (CDCs), and the Community Development Advisory Councils (CDACs) on current issues such as flood prevention, the ongoing residence registration exercise, and community policing. In the last 100 days, Governor Babatunde Raji Fashola went on an assessment tour of different ongoing and completed projects in the state. The tour took the administration team to Yaba Industrial Estate, Eko Farmers Mart within the Secretariat Complex in Alausa, the office of the Lagos State Signage and Advertising Agency, LASA, and the newly completed Lagos State House of Assembly office building. Other points of call include Orile Rail Station and the Mile 2 Ferry Terminal, amongst numerous other ongoing projects. In keeping with the tradition of accountability, the administration announced an 83% second quarter budget performance. This figure represents an increase of 22% above the first quarter performance of 61%. Added together, the two quarters presents a cumulative performance of 72%. For an administration working on a larger budget, the increase affirmed the promise made by the government to work harder and ensure improved project implementation for the benefits of Lagosians. After a period of passing through rigorous due diligence processes, the State Executive Council finally passed the State Development Plan (SDP). The document is to provide the needed guide for the implementation of various policies, programs and projects towards the state development. In addition, the administration marked the World Population Day, while it organized a sensitization workshop on addressing urban poverty in the state. The last 100 days is particularly special for His Excellency, Mr. Babatunde Raji Fashola. On the 28th of June, he clocked the age of 50. Although the event was marked with a private ceremony, there was no doubt that Lagos State had benefited so much from the determination and courage of Governor Babatunde Raji Fashola. Indeed, the last 100 days has been another eventful period for Governor Babatunde Raji Fashola's administration. The impact of these programs and projects on the people will be far-reaching as this administration strives further to make life more meaningful for Lagosians.